عن أمير المؤمنين أبي حفص عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Okay, then the Shaykh he mentions this ayah that I have not created jinn or mankind except to worship me alone. وَمَا خَلَقَتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. In this ayah, there's a number of issues. Firstly, in this ayah we learn something known as the two pillars of Tawheed. We've taken the types of Tawheed, which are three. Here we're now going to discuss something known as the pillars of Tawheed. There are two pillars of Tawheed: nafy wal ithbāt, affirmation and negation. Affirmation and negation. If a pillar is destroyed, then what happens to the building? The building will also collapse. So these are two pillars which are needed for a person's Tawheed to be upright. Firstly, negation, where a person negates worship from everything. And then affirmation, you are affirming only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the two are together, that's only then is Tawheed established. If you just have one, then Tawheed is not established. And if you just negate, khalas, you're an atheist. And if you just affirm, you're a mushrik. Right? But it's when the two are together, is when a person truly establishes Tawheed. He negates it from everything and anyone, and then he affirms it only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And when you put the two together, that's when you have that exclusivity, meaning that it's only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another issue is to worship me, and a lot of translations they add the word alone as well. They add the word alone. Now this word alone comes because it comes from a statement of Ibn Abbas, which is narrated in Tafsir al-Baghawi, that any time the word worship comes in the Qur'an, then the meaning is to worship Allah alone. The meaning is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Another issue as well is, what is the meaning of ibadah? What is the meaning of worship? What is the meaning of worship? Because when we say Tawheed al-Uluhiyya is to singular Allah in all types of worship, what is considered worship? Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, he gives a good definition in his book Al-Ubudiyyah. He says that ibadah is ismun jami' لكل ما يحبه الله ويرضاه من الأقوال والأعمال الظاهرة والباطنة. It is a comprehensive noun. Make sure you write this down, it's not in the book. Yeah? Make sure you've written down the two pillars of Tawheed. That's not here. It's not there, so make sure you add that in. Nafy wal ithbāt, affirmation and negation. And these two pillars of Tawheed, you'll find it everywhere. La ilaha illallah. There is no deity worthy of worship. That's your negation. Illā, except for Allah. That's your affirmation. And any ayah that you come, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, there's nothing like Allah, negation. وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, and He is the all-hearing, the all-seeing, affirmation. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ, whoever disbelieves in the Tawhut and Shirk, but believes only in Allah, negation, affirmation. You'll find these are always together. Because your Tawheed cannot be complete except with both of them. So now, what point were we on? The definition of ibadah. So make sure everyone writes down the definition of worship and memorizes it. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said in his book Al-Ubudiyyah, worship is a comprehensive noun for everything that Allah loves and is pleased with. For everything that Allah loves and is pleased with, from statements and actions. From statements and actions, both inward or internal and external. Both internal and external. It's a comprehensive noun for everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and is pleased with, from statement and actions, both internal and external. Let's go through it. It's a comprehensive noun, meaning it's one word, it's a noun, it's an ism, it's a name of something. But it's comprehensive, meaning it includes so many different things. What does it include? Everything that Allah loves and is pleased with. Anything that Allah loves and is pleased with, it comes under ibadah. Is Allah happy and does He love that you pray? Yes. That you recite Qur'an? Yes. That you give charity? Yes. All these acts of worship. from statement. It can be a statement, doing dhikr, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. All this, these are acts of worship upon your tongue. Or it can be physical actions on the body, right? Praying salah, for example. It can be internal or external. Internal, having a fear of Allah, love for Allah, reliance, tawakkul only upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's internal, which we're going to discuss as well. And it can be external, i.e. outwardly on the body. Yani everything that Allah loves and is pleased with, no matter what type it is considered ibadah. So all of these different types of worship are for who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And this is